Yeah.
So welcome back to a brand new episode of Walkin and Talkin with Tim. And my guest today is Mr. Jim Hogan, who is our county clerk in Gloucester County. Now, Jim, I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit about what he does in a second, but Jim is our keeper of the records, of your records, of all the records, right?
Exactly.
Right? So Jim, tell the world, right, exactly what it is that you do as county clerk and what the county does.
Well, the county clerk is a constitutional officer. And what does that mean? It means that I work directly for the people. The sheriff does, and so does a surrogate.
Right.
So we're in the Constitution of the state of New Jersey, so we respond directly to the people. And I keep that in mind each day, every day as I go to work, and constantly remind our employees that, you work for the people.
And the people come in for what?
Mostly it's problems with their deeds, or they're filing their deeds and their mortgages, or it could be a lost military record, or get a copy of a military record. It could be to get a passport. We have a county store.
Right at the mall, right?
At the mall. We also have a satellite office in Monroe. You can't get a passport. You can't get a passport at the satellite office because of the restrictions that the Department of State puts on us. But the county store, we've sold 170,000 passports since it's been open.
It's a big number.
It's a big number, and
well, it's convenient.
It's very convenient.
I think we've been there for that.
Right. Even to the point that the Philadelphia Post Office has our hours and address posted because
well, it's probably easy for them to let you do it.
Exactly. And we're glad to do it because, see, you don't have to be a Gloucester County person to get a passport. You can be from anywhere.
Right.
And so we have a large area that we service.
Roger that.
So and of course the most important asset that the average person has, and I consider myself in that category, is your home.
Right.
So we've devised over the years a free registration that you can sign up for, which means, like, if you went out, Tim, and put a loan on your house and you were registered, you would get an email that said there's activity on your house.
Oh, good.
Because
there's a whole thing going on right now. People screwing around with titles, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's all these commercials on TV right now.
And we do it for nothing. The same thing, by the way.
Ah, it's great to know. Okay. That's really great information.
Yeah. And what it does, we've had some attempts and actual problems with elders being abused.
Targets.
Quite frankly, even by their own families.
Yeah.
Which we are part of the prosecutor's elder abuse team.
That's great.
And so I have a very good employee who goes to the elder abuse meetings. But it's all about protecting people's property. It's a priority.
Right.
From my office.
Protecting your family.
Yeah, we were the fourth one in the nation, I think, to have that program.
Right. And you said you've been doing this for 25 years, and you said you're also only the number 30?
30.
Since 1686.
1686.
I was close on remembering that. Yeah. So with that, let's jump into talking about you and your family, right? You told me that you are you're a father to 3 children and grandfather, right? 5. And I forget, is there more?
Yeah, well, there's 4 great.
There you go.
4 great.
I knew there was one more click.
Yeah, 2. Well, does a granddog count? We've got a new puppy. My youngest granddaughter got a new puppy, and she's an engineering student at Virginia Tech.
Oh, nice.
And she said, and she comes down the shore. She works down the shore.
Right.
And she said, "Can I bring a puppy in the house?" I said, "Well, wait a minute. We have to talk." I'm a former K-9 officer,
right?
A police officer, and I said, if the dog is trained, yes. If the dog is not trained, no.
we got a problem,
Yeah,
right?
So, but then she did. She rose to the occasion. It's a great little puppy.
So, so you also told me that you were heavily involved with your kids, right? You know,
Right.
that you coached, right?
I coached for in the Franklin Township Youth Program, 10 years of baseball,
That's right.
6 years of football, and 3 years of wrestling. And then I did coach at St. Augustine Prep baseball.
You said at one point you were actually you played football when you were
Right.
young, right?
Yes.
And then later on in life, you know, you said you were kind of a gym rat. You like to go do some powerlifting, right?
Yes.
That's pretty fun stuff, right?
Yeah. I
Right.
took over my life. I was just
And now it's Tai Chi.
right.
I was gonna say Chai Tea. It's the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Tai
Tai
Chi.
Chi.
It's much
Yeah.
different than that.
I really recommend it. I was looking for years for something to do as I got older,
Right.
and when you're asthmatic,
Yeah.
you have so the deep breathing, along with the gentle movements, and it's just perfect. They bill it, the people who are trainers bill it as moving meditation,
Right.
and it is. So I have a total regimen that I do in the morning. I always start off with prayer,
Yeah.
and then go into Tai Chi, and then eat breakfast, and then I open my phone and get aggravated. so
Well, you said it also to me. We were just finishing up, and you said faith, family,
and our country.
and our country. Those are your top three priorities, correct?
Absolutely.
And you also said that the faith became a lot more important later in life, because I think you said that you were not that you weren't faithful, but you weren't placing a lot of priority on it, you know, earlier in life. You know, you were busy, work, right?
Right.
And
right.
and now you've had that aha moment of, like, you know.
And that's that ability to stop and take reference to where you are and what you're doing, and I realized I have my priorities twisted around. And that I don't know where it came from, but
Sometimes we just get wise.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. Well, I was raised right
Right.
by my definition.
Yeah.
It's just that I allowed static and things to enter my life. I was
Sometimes we let the things tell us what to do instead of letting that tell them what we want to do.
There's no question. You know, I law enforcement was front and center to my life.
Yeah.
And I made it the priority.
Well, you said that's how you started.
Yeah.
In state police, and then you moved off from there to Rutgers, right?
Yeah, I had 5 badges in my career,
Jeez.
and so a lot of that you couldn't do today because there's been changes in the law and things like that. But there was just situations that arose, and some of it was the right place at the right time under the right circumstances.
Sure.
And whatever was going on in our society. My happiest days in law enforcement was in K-9 when I was a K-9 officer. I didn't realize when I was a K-9 officer, I didn't realize the stress that comes with being in charge and in command.
It's a lot. I can't imagine.
So, you know, that's why so many right now, chiefs are not staying very long because of what's going on in society.
A lot of stress.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stress. But pivoting back to your family a little bit, you told me that when you met your wife, was it a blind date set up by your best friend?
Yeah, but I wanted to make you my ex-best friend. Sorry, dear. It was actually the greatest move that happened in my life, quite frankly. She's been the glue that's held the family together.
They always are.
And but I constantly kid her that I was going to sue my best friend. Basically, because I think one of the factors were they took me ice skating, and I didn't ice skate. I never was on skates. So you can
That's
imagine.
probably what endeared her to you, right?
Yeah, she had to hold me up.
Right.
I guess in retrospect, she's been holding me up all my life, and I didn't realize it. But
That's pretty amazing. There's a discovery, right? We've got a breakthrough.
yeah, it just came to me.
Exactly. And listen, and so also, you said that one of the coolest things you get to do, that you love to do, is fly planes.
Yes, absolutely.
So talk a little bit about that. What have you flown?
Well, once again, it was late in life. I was 41 years old when I got my license. I always liked aviation, and had no idea where becoming a pilot would lead me.
Right.
But three of my friends and I got together and we bought an airplane. None of us knew how to fly it. So,
I don't think you can do that anymore.
well, no, we all took lessons and we all got licenses.
Right.
But yeah, it was a little odd that you buy something and then you have to learn how to operate it or fly it. So it was good. Another thing that my wife went along with. Of course, we had the airplane, so we had to do. So.
But you said you flew. You got to help fly a Mustang, right?
Yeah. Well, I transitioned to acrobatics. While I was sheriff, I was doing a lot of acrobatic flying.
Sure.
And then I love World War II airplanes. And
So you spent time at the museum.
B-17, yeah, time at the museum. The family was a military family. We had my first World War II plane was a B-17, the Flying Fortress. And then I flew a couple Stearmans with an acrobatic team. And then Stearmans are the double-winged aircraft, open cockpit.
Barrel rolls and all that.
Yeah, and
you won't get me doing that.
no, well, you have to sit on your parachute in case something goes wrong.
Yeah,
And then,
I'll be sitting with the barf bag because that's what's going to happen to me. So I know that you have a very active Facebook page. We mentioned that earlier, right? But if people want to get a hold of you or find out anything about the county or county clerk, where they go to the county website, what is that?
you can go to the county website, but I'm going to give you my private number because there's an Audex on it, and I return all calls.
Yeah.
It's 856
Yeah.
853 3434.
Right. Well, thanks for being on. I really appreciate it, right?
I appreciate it. This was fun. I don't want to do it at 3 o'clock when it's 95.
No, it's awfully hot today, by the way.
Yeah.
So Jim's a trooper. So, literally. So, listen, thanks for being on. And everybody out there, follow me on Instagram. Keep on walking, keep on moving, and we'll see you next time on Walkin' and Talkin' with Tim.